Hey everyone, I'm just going to show how I do his, I line brush him with a boar bristle brush. I actually thought about this idea from watching Catherine Sewing. It's a channel on YouTube here that's about, she has some videos about natural hair care for humans, and I've taken some of those ideas and applied that to Higgins's hair, since the poodle hair is considered to be similar to humans' hair in some ways. So I have just been trying out some of that stuff. I use, grab it. I use the jojoba oil. Yes, you like it, don't you? I use that to oil his coat, and I use the boar bristle brush to line brush that and get that worked into his coat. So you can kind of see a difference. Hopefully it comes out in film. You can really feel the difference a lot. Sorry about that. You can really feel the difference a lot. So this side I've already brushed. I know it's kind of more in shadow, but I've already brushed through this whole side, and it's much softer and just lined together. And I've brushed this top area as well, but I left this section undone to show you with. So this is how it looks before I brush through it, oil it and brush through it. Turn around, Higgins. Good boy, stay. And then this is how it looks afterwards. So it kind of separates the hair more. Alright, come here. Good boy. Sit. Higgins, sit. Yes, thank you. So, and then underneath here, see, that's not brushed, and then this is brushed. I don't know if you can tell the difference. You can tell the difference in feeling it. But yeah, this is just what I do. I don't know if this will be helpful for anyone. I'm trying to balance the phone. I don't have a tripod, so here, you gotta back up a little bit, Higgins. Okay, sit. Sit there. There we go, perfect. Alright, hang on. I gotta back this camera up a little bit. I don't have a tripod, so the phone is sitting on a interesting stack of a pan, a bucket, a couple pieces of firewood, and a box. Yep, that's what we do around here sometimes. So I will get, don't eat it. I get just a little bit of oil. No, don't lick it. And then I just spread that out on his coat where I'm going to be working. Hopefully you can see. I'm just trying to keep an eye to see if you can see. And he tries to eat it, and it's fine if he eats a little bit of it. It's not going to hurt him. But I don't prefer him to lick it because I'm trying to get it on his coat. So I just kind of work that into the coat. Very light amount. This is a very light oil, so it doesn't get sticky or heavy on his coat. And then what I do is I push my hand and pull it up, and this is easier the longer it gets, it seems. And then I'll just take my brush. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can. Okay. And then I'll just start taking a layer off and brushing that down. And then I'll take another layer and brush that down. And I'll just go along the coat like that. And this is a really good way too, on his long coat, to then be able to look against the skin, especially looking for any ticks, because it's been a really warm winter here and we have a lot of ticks going on already. So it's going to be a very heavy tick here. So this is a good way to check him for ticks. So I just keep pulling down a layer and brushing it down so that it's smooth and I can see the part and I can see his skin. And I'll just take a width, and I'm doing this at an awkward angle just so that I'm not in the way of the camera. I don't usually do it at this awkward of an angle, but usually I'll let him lay down and he just lays there and takes a nap while I do this. It does take a little bit of time. Stay. I'm kind of pushing a little firmly with my hand to hold his hair in place. That's why he kind of is backing up a little bit. But I just pull down a little bit and brush through that. And keep an eye looking at his skin and everything, and then sometimes if it's a little bit frizzy like that, I'll either add some more oil or I'll add some, like a little spritz of like a vinegar water or something, but I'm just gonna add a little bit of oil. And put some oil into there again, add a little bit more. Because then the brush, the boar bristle brush, really disperses the oil through the coat really good, so it's not going to feel oily afterwards. It's just going to feel really soft. So I get back to the line that I was working on, and I just do the width of my hand, and I work up his coat, and then when I get to the top, up on his head, I'll just come back down and do another strip, and just keep it in line. That was a little bit big a clump, but it's alright. So I just do this, and that way I can look at his skin and see if there's anything going on, any irritated spots, like I said, any ticks. And just check on that. And then what I'll do after this, I'm probably not going to show it because probably not going to film the whole time I'm brushing this side because it's going to take a while. Be kind of boring, but after I do this, he's going to be all brushed out, and I will I use the Wondercide flea and tick spray. And I will then, once he's brushed out, I will take that spray and I'll spray him down with that. And then I'll take the comb, this metal comb that I use on him, I'll take that and then I'll run that through his coat to get the Wondercide spray run through the coat. I've not used it while I use the boar bristle brush, just because the Wondercide is, it's a cedar oil product. That's how it works, and so it does leave kind of like a film because of the oil, or it's kind of like resin, a little bit of a film, and I just don't want that in the brush because then I have to clean it out of it. So I do all this first and then do that with the metal comb because that's easier to clean, and that usually does a pretty good job of keeping the ticks out of his long coat. I haven't had him very long yet. We'll see how stuff goes as it gets longer, but personally I don't care for using the slicker brush on him. I know that's a preferred brush for this breed, but I don't prefer it, so this is the method I'm trying, and we'll see how it goes as his coat gets longer. But currently, this is what I've been doing, and this is what I really like the results from. And this is also a type of dry cleansing the hair, as you'll hear talked about in using boar bristle brushes for people, and which I do. I mean, I have my own, not this one, but I do the same thing for myself, but to where you can go longer between baths this way because it pulls a lot of the dirt and grime out of the coat. So you'll kind of, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but he'll get a bit of debris kind of in his coat against his skin, and this really does a good job of pulling that out and getting it on the top of the coat here, and then I'll brush it down and it'll brush it out. And then I'll wash the boar bristle brush afterwards with some cleaning vinegar and water. I don't submerge it, I just spray it and rub it with my fingers, and then it's the same thing with the water afterwards. I mix the vinegar and water, and then I rinse it with water like in the same manner with the spray and my fingers. And that's how I set it up and have it ready for the next brushing. And I only do this brushing him out like this. I kind of basically do it as needed, because depending on what we're doing in a day, he'll do you know, he'll get dirty or not as dirty depending on what type of a day we are having. So I'll just do this as needed, but I think it probably averages out to doing it, I would say once a week or once every other week. Yeah, probably at least once a week, I would say I do this. Sometimes if we're doing something that's particularly where he's really getting dirty, like if he's roughhousing with some other dogs, then I'll do it more often. But otherwise, about once a week probably, unless I have a week, unless it's one of the weeks where I'm bathing him and doing like a full coat care, then I don't usually need to do this. I just, because then he'll be kind of, you know, blown out from bathing and all that, so he doesn't really need this type of brushing then as much. I just will oil his coat as soon as he comes out of a bath. I'll get him out of the bath, I'll towel him, and then I'll apply the oil and then dry him. I don't have a blow dryer, but I've started taking him to a pet store that we have in the town where I go. Usually I go to the appointments once a week there, so so it has a self-serve pet grooming station, and I'll take him there like once a month or so, or sometimes a little more often again if he's getting really dirty, but once a month or so to do the whole bath and blow out, because he has a blow dryer. They have a blow dryer there, so we've only done that once. So this is interesting. I wonder if you can see that. Nope, I'm already out of frame. All right, hang on. Let me try to move you up to here. So right here is when he was younger. He got a bit of a biff, an injury there when he was playing, and his coat came back a different color there, so that's kind of neat. Let me see if I can get it. I had it all lined out, but there you can see. So it came back like a really dark against his skin, and it comes out to like a reddish color. Just kind of interesting. Kind of neat looking. So yeah, I'll just work up his coat like this, and like I said, I did up here already, so I'm just kind of working up to that line where I can see that the hair is more brushed out. And then I'll come back down to the bottom. Need him to sit again. He can sit. Yes, good boy. Let's see if you're still in frame. And we can move back down. Let's try to move it this way. So sometimes I'll have, like I said, I'll have him lay down for this a lot, but I hope my arm's not in the way. It is in the way. Okay. It's so awkward doing it, trying to stay out of the camera. But yeah, that's just what I do. I'm starting to ramble now, so I probably should end the video here. But I just thought that might be helpful for anyone, because I know it's not something that's really done with the dogs. I also plan on doing, I did a video, but it was kind of poorly filmed, you couldn't really see, but I plan on doing a better video of how I trim around the whiskers, because you can see I do a fairly clean face. He's got eye boogers. But I do a fairly clean face on him, but I leave his whiskers. And that's just for personal preference for me, because I have him cut as a lion, and lions have whiskers, so. He doesn't seem to care one way or another if he has whiskers. Probably because he was groomed since 3 weeks old, and he had a clean face from then on, so he probably doesn't really care either way because of that, I would guess. He actually seems like he doesn't like him, because when I leave him alone, he does itch him more. So there's that. But anyway, so you can kind of see the difference now, starting where it's really curly, and then here where it's more soft and brushed out. So I'll just continue up here and do this up through here, and his ear, and then this side of his head here. So I'll just finish that out, but I won't bore you with having to watch through that. So just thought that might be interesting for you. If it was, you could like the video so that I know if it was helpful for anyone, because I do try to put out helpful content. So if you would like to know anything more about any of his care, just you can ask in the comments, and I'll try to answer or put out a video answering that. Oh, big yawns. Let me see those nice white teeth. Look at that. Oh, look at those good teeth. Oh, you got a little bit of stuff on there. Gotta get you more raw meaty bones. Yeah. Gonna lick again. Okay. Good boy.